I'm Alice, a teenage girl who always dreamed of finding true love. Several months ago, after a lot of failed hope, time, and effort, I started online dating and found my first ever boyfriend. We had a sweet, romantic online love story until we decided to meet in real life. So I'll take you back to the beginning. I would not be impatient that much when it came to love if both my besties, Kimmy and Zara, didn't get boyfriends, which made me become the only loner of the group. I had to watch them being all lovey-dovey and calling each other weird names like Baby Boo and Cuddly Bear. Yuck! Even if the boys weren't around, they would still drive me crazy talking about their sweet guys all the time. Worse still, when I told them to stop being so obsessed, they immediately insisted on pestering me to find a boyfriend. Ridiculous! I didn't need a boyfriend. I was doing just fine without one. Yeah, right. Who was I trying to kid? Deep down inside, I really wanted somebody by my side who I could be all cringy and lovey-dovey with. My two besties could probably read my mind and took action, and they set up some dates for me. The first was with this boy from school. He looked pretty cute on our first date, and he took me to this nice restaurant. A good start, isn't it? However, he talked about his mother for literally the entire time. Everything in sight reminded him of her favorite foods, how perfectly she made her spaghetti sauce, how politely she would react on the table. In the end, I suggested he go and date his mother instead, as he was clearly obsessed with her. Yeah, that didn't go down well. The next date was with this college boy. I fantasized a million times about a romantic, cozy, and sweet date with him because, it was the middle of winter. But no. He turned up late, and when I asked him where we were going, he shrugged and said, "Wherever." By this point, I was freezing and hungry, so I suggested we go get something to eat. But he told me he had no money and would just watch me eat. I offered to buy him a drink so we could at least sit inside somewhere, but he refused. So we ended up sitting in silence on a bench in the park. I ended up slurping on my hot chocolate just for entertainment. When I got home, I felt super sorry for myself. I was so tired of meetings and wasting time on those idiots. There must be an easier, more possible, and warmer way to find one. So I downloaded a dating app. I'm not a complete idiot. I know that internet dating is risky, so I didn't post any pics of my face, just a landscape picture with a movie quote written on it, and I used a different name, Daisy. The matches started coming in, but it wasn't hard to weed out the fakes. There was even a man using a fake account to try and find out if his daughter was using it. Delete, delete, delete. I was about to give up and accept that I'd be single and alone forever. This online world was exactly like what I'd read about it. All lies. I'd just have to get some cats or something for company. But then, this guy messaged me saying he liked the movie quotes I used. Impressive. So I messaged him back. I found out that this Roger guy had the same movie taste as me, and he even lived in the same neighborhood. We got on so well, so we chatted way past midnight. It seemed like we had everything in common, from favorite pizza toppings to top celebrities. He even shared his love of electronic dance music. And once I tried hearing his recommended playlist, I was immediately completely hooked on it. Wow, this guy seemed interesting. So I decided to flirt it up and see if he had a sense of humor. I mean, I had to create opportunities for myself, right? So I wrote, "Hey Roger, I enjoy chatting with you. Do you know what I would do if I could change the alphabet?" He replied, "No, what would you do?" "I would put you and I together so I could talk to you more." Then he sent me lots of heart icons and said, "You're so funny. Actually, you don't need to change the alphabet because I also desire to know if there's any other way for me to talk to you." Chatting to this boy had cheered me up, so I sent him my Facebook link. I stayed cautious, so I sent him my clone account, which I sometimes used for sharing cool posts and commenting on pages. Moments later, I got a friend request from Roger. I checked his wall and found out a little more info about him, such as he went to the same high school as me 2 years ago, and he played soccer because there were some field photos. There were no pictures of his face, but that was fine. Those real-life photos could tell me more about him. The thought of having a cute, sporty boyfriend really made me excited. I smiled as I walked out of my room to go to the bathroom. Then I bumped into my older brother, Sam. "Get out of my way, potato head." He taunted me as usual, but he had this weird grin on his face. "Why are you so happy?" I asked him. "Never mind," he replied, while whistling and walking off. Had this weirdo just stuck some stupid note on my back? But, well, I was in a great mood, and wouldn't let this childish bro bother me. I couldn't wait until morning to tell Kimmy and Zara about Roger. They were so excited and said the way I'd found him was like something out of a movie. They kept imagining how our new love story would be, and I had to admit that I began to daydream too. Roger and I messaged each other every night. He was always a great listener, and I could confide in him without feeling shy or anything. It wasn't long before he was always on my mind. I also sent random pictures to him throughout the day of my alien doodles, my shoes, my lunch, and so on. I even got a detention in math class for daydreaming about him. Oh wait, was I in love? I wondered if he felt the same about me. And the fateful day arrived. He sent me a message that both excited and terrified me. He wanted to hear my voice. Okay, so this meant he wanted to voice call or video call. What if he thought I sounded too squeaky? Or what if he thought I was ugly? So I decided to only open the camera when I turned off my room lights. Ironically, Roger did the same. He said he had to pretend like he was sleeping so that his sister wouldn't come in and interrupt our convo. Aw, he must be a sweet big brother whom his little girl could always count on. So, yeah, now we'd upgraded from texting to video calls. My feelings for him increased a bit more every day. He always sensed my mood and cheered me up, regardless of how lame my problems seemed. One time, I was annoyed because my parents told me off for forgetting to do my chores. It was not that big a deal. I cried to him on the phone, and he told me it was okay, and that his sister always forgot to do her chores too. So sometimes he had to help her. God, he was so nice. Roger's sister was so lucky to have a big brother like him. Unlike my brother, who always sat back and sniggered whenever I got in trouble. Comparing them made me feel self-pity and cry even harder, until a point that he frantically blurted out, "Listen, Daisy, I like you. Don't cry, because it hurts me so bad that I can't be there for you. I just want to meet you as soon as possible." Oh my God, was he serious? Did this mean he was asking me to be his girlfriend? At first, I was thrilled, but right after that, I started to worry. What if he didn't like the way I looked? Besides, when he'd found out I'd used a clone account to talk to him, would he be angry with me? I needed advice, so I turned to my besties. They told me to go and meet him, as this way I'd know if he was serious about me or not. If he liked the real me, he would hear me out, without getting mad. I arranged to meet Roger in the park, and we both agreed to both wear something red for easy recognition. So I went for a red dress and red headband combo. Cute! I checked my phone a zillion times to make sure he hadn't canceled. I also prepared as best I could by practicing my smile in the mirror and by doing a last-minute nail polish change-up. Yeah, I know, I was a slave to love.